Different, don't get bad. High difference of my winning. Show do good, not that swing. Yeah, I got nice vision. It doesn't make sense to me, dude.
Sean here, right on the mother freaking back. Shout out to the big homie N-word boy. Shout out to William Glory Hole, Smokey MC, Swampy D. All right, enough. I'm not a part of Goblin Records. I can't be under his label. I just can't. I want one more Marty revenge stroll. One more. He has an LLC bought by a heroin addict and doesn't have a clue what an LLC is besides love little children. So he doesn't know any of the terminology or any of the real paperwork because he probably filled it out with like X's on every line, just X, X, X. All William Glory Hole would have to do is make one post. That's it. One sentence. Little Goblin lost his LLC. I'm the proud owner. This would cause the Goblin to go into a swirl. The ultimate panic. He wouldn't really know how to check to see if you're the owner. And as long as you just kept telling him, yeah, I'm the owner, I'm the owner, I'm the owner, he wouldn't know what to do. He would be stuck in a loop. He'd just be coming on every day. William, I saw your little post about being the owner. You're not the owner. I am. And guess what? And you can just hear that, right? Days on end, weeks. Anyway, moving on. Tell him that the LLC was bought by an anonymous third party. Let him cook. And then about a week later, tell him it was a Mexican by the name of Byzantine Martinez. Mexican Byzantine Martinez. You see where I'm going. It would take the little Goblin about 2 weeks to figure it out. And when he finally figured it out, there would be the most smug video ever. You see, Wench Chilkins, that's a play on my name. He would figure it out and oh my God, the smug. He would go along with it. He would believe it's real. And Marty, rest in peace, would own this little chud again. Just his existence makes me angry. How is Marty gone and this Goblin is still here? Now, Cyraxx would see that as a win, but it's not. He doesn't have money to go out and buy things or do things. He can't go anywhere. He's not really at risk anywhere but in his little attic. If you watch the way he moves around it, he's so comfortable there. As opposed to when he's out on the front porch walking like a feminine reject. A feminine reject T-Rex. So Mexican Byzantine Martinez owns the label. I'm telling you, man. William Glory Hole and N-word boy can just fart into the mic again and he will just go off for weeks. You know that fart you directed at me? I didn't even smell it. So I'm going to start handling all of y'all. You're a bitch. Oh, God. Anyway, he's already given up on the LLC. Already given up on it. He's now talking about going back to gaming. Shout out to N-word boy and William and the rest of Goblin Records that have been posting these videos. Steve from Machete Squad that I've been watching him stream these live. But he's already said, I'm going to put my music on the back burner. I've been working on it very hard. Now I'm going to work on gameplay. So essentially, he hasn't done anything new. He's stuck in a cycle, producing nothing of value. It's unreal. Cyraxx talks about 10 years of hard work. Well, Cyraxx, if you're listening, which I hope you're not because you would have heard the Mexican Byzantine Martinez idea, he could be talking about being a chef and working on being a chef, and he's worked harder than anyone else being a chef. Then he would go to Burger King, buy a hamburger, come back, show it on screen. I told y'all I'm finally a chef. I paid for it. It cost money. That's essentially the LLC. It was paid for. It's in my name. Now I'm successful. So when he's out there bragging about it, it's almost like, dude, most people, like when they get a business loan, when they put together some kind of plan, they have a plan, Cyraxx. That's how they get the business loan. They have a company. Most people don't buy a company and then have a plan. Cyraxx truly did put the cart like 10 miles before the horse. And the fact that he's talking about having his own record label without having any real music, I have to stop myself. Because I truly can't believe this is where he's at. This is where he's stuck. His dream, his entire life's purpose, come to fruition. Finally owning something. It's like a kid that has an ice cream cone. You know, when they drop that ice cream cone, it's pretty much their whole world crumbles. It's like the one thing they own. The rest of it is given to them. Food and clothing and shelter. Even their toys. But when they have that ice cream cone in their hand, it's something they can hold. And they drop the ice cream cone. That's a big deal. I had to, when my ex and I were together, my daughter was like heartbroken because a balloon went up in the air. I'll get to the point, I promise. Because a balloon went up in the air. And she didn't understand why my daughter was so distraught. So I explained to her. That was hers. Hers to take care of. It was a big responsibility for a 4-year-old. She was so happy that she had that balloon and it flew away. And for her, that was a tremendous loss. It was something that she owned and she cared for. And it was the first time maybe a child, I don't know, experiences some kind of disappointment in themselves. I can't believe I let that go. And they can't blame it on anyone else. They can't. Well, Chance, this is his balloon. I apologize. I know that was lengthy. Forgive me. This is Chance's balloon. And he's holding it. But he's willingly just letting it go. I'm going to keep it real. If somebody was smart and they didn't care about getting doxxed and annihilated for helping the goblin, they could start a legitimate LLC. Officially sell Cyraxx licensed merchandise. Show Cyraxx the good t-shirt designs and sell professionally done like goblin designs. The worst in the world. Something marketable, right? Someone could do that. But what does Cyraxx do? Here you go. Here's an LLC. And I'll tell you where he's at right now. He doesn't know what to do. He got the LLC. He started working on his music. And he probably realized nothing's changed. I'm stuck in this attic trying to make music. But nothing's happening. I mean, I have an LLC. It should be jumping off. I should be the biggest CEO in the history of music. And his two best friends, lifelong friends, the heroin addict or whoever who bought him that LLC. It's like a relationship you have and you decide to have a child. And part of you hopes that that child is going to heal the relationship. You hope that you're going to be closer, not realizing that, yes, as parents, you would have to work together. But if your relationship is already fractured and the romance is gone, a new child full of responsibilities is not going to open that avenue. And anyone who says it ever have is delusional. Maybe they have a renewed focus for the relationship. I watched someone have a third child and they were already stressed out with the first two. They had a third child. They only had like an hour at night for themselves. And now that's gone. And I just thought, man, if I was that miserable, there is no effing way I'd bring a third child into this world. No way. Because you could just see it on their face when they came in. But anyway, neither here nor there. That's kind of what Chance is feeling right now. There's nothing going on. He has no music. So now he has to go back to his gameplays. And now he's going to talk about, I guarantee you, putting his cover shows and his vocal covers. And you know how he just renames the same thing over and over. His artwork. And he's going to talk about the government and inspiring people. I just feel like at this point, it would have been a parent's responsibility. Because he doesn't have friends to say, Cyraxx, you may have this LLC, but you don't have a product. There's nothing for you to market, man. I was the marketing director for the American Fight League. And I think I mentioned this before. we had those intricate T-shirts made, and people just what they asked for the most was not for those T-shirts who had that awesome design. They just wanted the logo, a plain logo. Cyraxx could just put out a shirt, Rax Nation, if he was a real musician. Okay, bear with me. I'm not telling him to do that. If he was a real musician and not a goblin PDF file, he could just put out a shirt, sell it, Rax Nation. And if the music was good, people will rock it. Swampy D is in a band. I've heard a little bit of his music, but I've never really found like the official source. I would like to. But if I like the music and I want to support the band, I'm going to buy the damn t-shirt. The Ufading Vikings means wolf. The person who runs it has been a long-time friend. I buy a t-shirt every year, even though I've already got one, because I want to support them. They work so hard. If you ever been to a Renaissance fair and you see the Ufading Vikings, it's worth it. It's really, really cool. And I was proud of him. I didn't have a hand in it. I wish I did so I could take some credit, but he did that all on his own. And here's the thing, Cyraxx, if you're listening, he didn't tell anybody what he was doing. He didn't go out, talk about himself, what he was going to do. He just did it and just came out of nowhere with it. Cyraxx, you have been out here promoting your quote-unquote label by talking about being a PDF, all of the controversy, talking about all of the trolls. When you became an owner of the company, you became a representative of that company. You were supposed to be a shining beacon. If you were smart, you would have just kept your mouth shut, started putting all your work together, but you knew you weren't going to do that, so you had to share it, and you came on with all that fake emotion about, I'm so super excited. It was obvious you didn't have a plan. If you had created a persona for yourself, changed, realized you were going down the wrong path, stopped interacting with people who just absolutely hate you, and you were looking for musicians, and you had a plan, and you could give them some kind of, here's a package, this is what we're going to do, here's pricing and what we're going to share. I mean, I don't know all of it. Like I said, I only know how to put stuff on CD, baby. I had like one album once, and I just kind of lost interest. But I know the process. It's not that difficult, dude. I mean, how freaking hard is it to record your garbage music, put it out on CD, baby, and just market it? Just market it. That's what you should have done, Chancey Poo, but you didn't. Sometimes I just wonder where his head's at. But anyway, he's already given up on the LLC. He's going to be doing gameplay. He's still got it cooking in the background. Don't you worry about it. This time next year, at precisely this day, this second, we're going to hear the same thing over and over. Working on my music. You know the whole drill, right? He's going to go in a cycle again. He's not engaging the trolls, and he's beating the trolls, but he's out here defending himself every day, 5:30 on a Wednesday morning, you know, on a Sunday morning, on a holiday morning. Here he is on the mic. It doesn't make sense, and it's such a disappointment. With Lauren Armstrong, listen, if you're watching this because it's the Cyraxx video, you need to go check out all the Lauren content that's out there, and you will hear one common thread. You just wanted him to admit it and move on and grow a little bit. It's why I had to take a step back. I was watching this moron spin his wheels for a decade. More than a decade. Just spin his wheels. Never go anywhere. And Cyraxx is in the same boat. He hasn't progressed since he threw Eric Scrubbelo's freaking dog tags in the lake. And he made that video where he doesn't blink. And he's just staring into the camera with Heather or whoever it was. Bro, we didn't really mean to throw your dog. I mean, it's so bizarre to see that catatonic, just somewhat sympathetic character who you're looking at like there's something wrong with him. And now I just see Jay. I just see that guy. And now he's trying to be that sympathetic hero character again. He was the villain, unintentionally. He was trying to be a hero, was the villain. He's still the villain, and he's trying to be a hero in a different way. It's just the same thing, same verse, same as the first, or different verse, same as the first. I don't even care. But the point is that his LLC is already done. It's already cooked. Unless there's a buddy troll that's going to put out a song with intentionally horrible, just to see if Cyraxx will take it, put the song out, talk about, got this new fire dope ass track, right on the motherfucking back. But if somebody were to give him a garbage song, just to see if he'd put it out, bed bug, jug by bed bug, that song's a banger. Take something like that and just make it freaking terrible. The worst song ever. Give it to Cyraxx. See if he'll promote it. See if he'll put it out under his label. Who's going to buy it? How are they going to buy it? Where's the money going to go? What kind of contracts do you have, Cyraxx? You said you had 2 people that were the most incredible vocalists ever. I mean, for God's sake. That kid, he's a 40-year-old toddler. He'll never get anywhere. Mexican, Byzantine Martinez, make it happen. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, it doesn't make sense to me, dude. It's different. Don't get bad. High difference on my winning. Show do good knives I swing. Yeah, I got knife vision. Don't my family, don't my brothers.